it's time I start talking about stoves. We're going to do a video on stove talk. I haven't done a stove talk video in years, and I'll bring them back on Tuesday nights. I'll still drop them off. I'm just not going to do the live feeds. But Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock, you will have Stove Talk again. I want to talk a little bit about the GSI Ketalist. I have had a GSI Ketalist for a number of years. It was my very first kettle, and it is still my go-to kettle to this day. Let me show you that kettle. This is my GSI Kettle. This is the Ketalist. I love this kettle. This kettle, I don't want it to look clean. I want it to look used. I want it to look like it has a history, because it does. This kettle has got a great history. Even from the time that the inside got a little discolored because I dry baked on it in a way I shouldn't have. But it's solid, so solid. You can't even bend them really. And the handle locks great, non-insulated handle. That does become an issue sometimes. The lid is solid, and all these years I've had it, this guy is still really, really rich. It doesn't flop around. And if yours do, I don't know why mine doesn't, because mine gets used still on a weekly basis. Years on a weekly basis. We did crack the original cups that came with this, so I went on to GSI, couldn't find any, contacted them, and they allowed me to purchase this gray set for like $5. It was stupid cheap. You have a bowl and a mug. It's a really good sipping mug. I love this kit for its simplicity, and honestly, it's been with me for a lot of years adventuring in the outdoors. So my buddy Chris and I from Barnyard Outdoors were having a conversation about the kettle, and he hopped online and he saw that they had a really, really awesome sale, and it's probably still going on right now on GSI. But don't rush over there yet. Just hear me out. It's like, holy crap, that's a really good deal, man. So I of course bought it right away, and it's already come. I've already opened it, but here's the box. You notice it's a little bit different, and we'll kind of get into that in just a moment. I love this kettle, and I want in years to come to be able to fall back on this kettle if something was to happen to my go-to kettle, right? You know, you find something you really like, you find something you enjoy, you buy another just in case they ever quit making it. Let's talk about the new GSI Ketalist. And we're going to compare the two. And you're going to see why I'm telling you don't rush off to the website. To be honest, it's a letdown. And here we go. Here is the new GSI Ketalist. And if you have this kettle and you've not had this kettle, you're missing out. This kettle, in my opinion, is way more rigid than this kettle. Let me show you why. I think it might have some good points and bad points. Let's just put this handle down for a minute. First of all, here's the lid. Do you see the welds on this guy here? The 4 tack welds that are holding that in there. And see how nice and rigid that handle is? Oh good, you added a nice little piece of silicone that can melt in the heat. But it's only held on by 2 tack welds now. And the steel that's actually holding it on there is thinner. The loop is thinner. The shape is identical. Both lids will swap. So there's the lid. These are good cups. I can't complain about these, because they're the same cups, just a different color. You hear this, this has something else in it, I'll show you that. But they are the same cups. I love these. They're a nice solid cup. Same thing, I think, yeah, the little neoprene sleeve is different. Different material. This one feels more like foam. Or this one is the foam, like the neoprene. Nope, this is just foam. They cheapen this up too. So they added like the little neoprene dots on the inside to help grip it, but you can even hear it's like foam. This guy right here, it's actually neoprene. It's got, see, that's all rubber. It's like a wetsuit. And the cool thing about it is if it gets really dirty, you just run it through water and you rinse it out. The cups are still made the same. They got a new type of spork. It's lighter weight than what used to come with it. Now, I'll be honest, the old spork that used to come with them sucked. So this is actually an upgrade. This is pretty nice, lightweight. I will use this. I like the way it locks in, it's kind of cool. So let's talk about the kettle. It's a huge letdown. So I thought when I ordered it, I was gonna get the same type of rigid kettle that I have come to absolutely adore with my bomb-proof Ketalist. This is what I got. The kettle itself is rigid as heck, but can we look for a second at these right here? Look at that. Now, I'm sure they're rigid, okay? I'm sure they're rigid. I'm sure they're gonna hold up just fine. I don't plan on ever using this kettle actually on an open fire. So I'm sure that this is gonna work out just fine, this handle with this nice coating on there, which, you know, will be nice comparatively. I do like this really large opening, which makes it easy if your kettle lid is open, or if your lid or your kettle handle's up open. You can get the lid on and off if you're doing like cowboy coffee or whatever. It is a little better than this, but not much. But it is a little better because the way this here and this here on the handle kind of bend in, there's not a lot of room for clearance in between. It's a perfect fit. With this guy, there is more room. But these tabs here that hold this handle on, there's two little tack welds right there and two tack welds there. And then the same here going around the spout. Let me just show you the difference of what you're getting. So this handle really isn't all that thick. The rubber makes it thicker. But the handle seems to be about twice the thickness as the actual bracket that's welded on to hold it on. I believe that GSI is a really good company, and I guarantee they've put in their work and their research into how to lighten this thing up and still keep it very rigid. But I just don't know about it yet. Honestly, I was a little let down when I saw it because I was like, holy crap. I was really excited to see this thing. They did put the graduation marks on the outside. they didn't have it here, or on the inside for that matter. So that is nice because it is raised. So if you're pouring from the inside, you can read backwards how much water you're putting in. That's nice. I just honestly feel like the hinges seem like they're very weak. They actually flex when I move it. Watch this. Watch this hinge. Ready? They flex. And maybe they made them flimsy like that so they will flex, because there's a lock that's dimpled into here. It's a dimple right there, if you can see that. And it pushes it out of the way to lock the handle. And the handle is a very positive lock. I can probably, yeah, it's a very positive lock. I just hope that it is as rigid and as good to me as this guy's been. This isn't getting replaced at all. This is gonna stay in my kit as my main kettle. And this is going for another kit that you guys will see down the road. I'm currently building up on. But I'm hoping that these tack welds hold up well. I'm hoping that these small, thin handle hinges hold up well. They don't bend or distort, because they're just so flexible. I really feel like GSI kind of took a step back on some things. Now maybe they've put more money into other items where they're building up better product. I think GSI's always been a really good company. It's just the Ketalist has been one of my most favorite items because of how rigid it is. Now I kind of feel like it took a step back, to be honest. I'll show you. Here's the kettle sideways. Here's the new kettle sideways. And I'm not trying to make it do that either. It's just actually ordered something else from GSI, which will be coming, kind of as a way to look back at my very first kit that I ever really dug into and had. I wanted to go back on some of my YouTube videos and redo them in better quality, and just kind of with a lot of the things that I've learned in the past and from mistakes. So yeah, you'll be seeing some of that, and you will be seeing this new kettle, no doubt about it. I wanted to take some time and talk about the differences between the two kettles, and I firmly believe that if you can find an old kettle, an older GSI that has the round handles and stainless steel, please go buy that. You will not be let down. Even if you find it used, go buy it. It's such a good piece of gear. Now, I have a lot of memories into this one, and that's why I say that, but I'm just not sold on this wimpy handle. But the steel itself still feels the same. The spout is essentially the same. But they have never let me down that I can think of, except for the original spork that came with this thing. It was god-awful horrible, but they have upgraded that. And I wouldn't think that GSI would change the design of the Ketalist if they didn't feel like it was for the best. I'll let them run with that. So solid, so solid. Not so solid. I didn't talk about the bag. The bag is extremely generic, just says GSI Outdoors on it. I want to thank you guys for coming along and hanging out for Stove Talk. I will see you guys on Stove Talk next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And I will see you guys on Friday for a new outdoor video. And yeah, thanks so much for coming along. See you guys soon.